I'm Gary Anderson. You're watching Mind the Bar with Paul Starr.
Welcome behind the bar. Paul Starr, brought to you by William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. The PDC headed off to the Dorchester in London for the annual awards dinner last week, and it was Gary Anderson and Michael Van Gerwen who shared the coveted PDC Player of the Year award. This weekend sees the Masters in Arena MK, the top 16 players in the world doing battle. And happy to say, earlier we caught up with the 1988 world champion Bob Anderson, who tried to pick a little bit of value of this weekend's tournament. Bob, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Paul.
Wonderful to have you on Behind the Bar, because you have appeared in this very bar, haven't you?
I certainly have, and I've still got the headache.
like your style. Bob, I know obviously you're still very big on the exhibition circuit, and you also watched the darts, the PDC World Championship. Gary Anderson, of course, he's local to us, isn't he? Because he done the business. Did you expect Gary to reign again at the Alexandra Palace?
Well, let me say first of all that I want to congratulate Gary for achieving the double there. I honestly thought Michael Van Gerwen was going to win it.
Yeah.
But hey, darts is a funny old game, and Gary was the best player on the day.
Yeah, he was in back-to-back world championships. I mean, that's no mean feat, especially with the quality nowadays, isn't it? And say Michael's swept up throughout the whole year, but hey, Gary's picking up the big ones, isn't he? Of course, he won a Premier League as well last year.
You know what? He seems to rise to the top on the really big occasions, and that's the mark of a great player.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, they had the annual awards dinner, I believe, last week. In the PDC voted Gary and Michael joint players of the year. So that's about right, isn't it? Number 1 and number 2 in the world.
I would think so. If you look at the year, you would have to say that Michael has had an exceptional year in terms of victories. But when it came to the big one, Gary came out on top. So, yeah, I think it's a good decision there.
Yeah, and they get TV performance of Robert Thornton when he beat Michael in the final of the Grand Prix. Robert the World Championship didn't go very well for him, but hey, he's picked up a couple of majors now, and I know he's got his place in the Premier League. So fair play to Robert there, really.
Yeah, I never had the pleasure of playing against Robert in my time. I was sort of just about fading out when he came on the scene. But I've watched him. He's dangerous. He reminds me a great deal of Jockey.
Yeah, and of course from Scotland as well. So when playing those guys up in Scotland, which I know you played, the wee Scotsman himself up there. That must have been an experience in itself, wouldn't it?
You could say that. Yeah, it was an experience. If you go up there with a red and white shirt on, boy, you're in trouble.
Did you ever captain England against Scotland on their own patch?
Not on their own turf, I'm pleased to say.
Like it. And that was a great World Championship as well. And to say the game Michael and Barney was exceptional, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Barney showed a side that I haven't seen in him lately. He's been looking tired and, to be honest, a little bit disinterested. But by golly, he showed he was interested, all right.
Yeah, he did. Brilliant, wasn't it? And the Masters this weekend, Bob, the top 16 in the PDC, they go off to Arena MK. Michael Van Gerwen 7-4. So even though he's not world champion, the bookies still make him a hard favourite. Gary Anderson 3-1. Now, what about this? Phil Taylor 8-1. I never thought I'd ever be saying that. Phil Taylor 8-1 for a darts tournament.
I've never seen it before, I can tell you that. Yeah. I'm not surprised that Michael's roaring favourite. He's going to be smarting from not picking up the world title, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him lift the Masters.
Yeah.
But, do you know, 8-1 for Phil, that's a pretty good...
It is.
That's a pretty good set of odds. I might just lump something on that, you know.
That's it. Go down and get some of the family allowance. Get that down in there. Go have a word with Sally. See if it's
at my age. Wow.
We've got Jackpot Adrian at 9-1, Michael Smith 16-1. So the bookies make Michael Smith the 5th favourite. So It's what, at the end of the day, it's what the bookies say, really. I mean, if he's fifth favourite, he's there for a reason. Joint actually with Peter Wright at 16, Chizzy and Wadey at 20. Anything there to catch your eye as well, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, James Wade at 20, I might be interested in a little bit of a flutter there because he's just too good to be in the background for too long. Yeah. For my mind, he's been on the back burner for far too long now, and I think it's about time he stood up and showed the world how great a champion he is.
He is, exactly, and him on his double tops and double tens, you've always got a chance, haven't you? You've always
absolutely.
He's never out of a leg. What about this? Terry Jenkins at 100 to 1. How about that then? Bit of value there.
I didn't catch the odds for Terry.
100 to 1.
100 to 1. Well, yeah, I think I'd probably keep my money in my pocket without being disrespectful to Terry.
No. Last, of course, a week or so ago, last week we spoke to Ryan Palmer, another local player, of course, who got his tour card in Wigan. Now, do you know Ryan at all, obviously on the Super League circuit, Bob?
I do know Ryan. I've had the pleasure of playing him a couple of times. Last year in the Gold Cup playoffs, in the final, he beat me, I think it was 5-4. Yeah. Bless him. But this year in the Super League, I played him in an anchor match, and I managed to turn him over 4-3. But I had a 30-something average, so I was quite pleased.
Yeah, very much so. Hey, I tell you what, you're not thinking of getting those darts out in tour card next year, Bob?
No, I'm certainly not. I played once a week, in Super League and another league as well for more of a bit of fun. And that's about as much as I want to do now on the competitive side of things. I enjoy my exhibition darts immensely, as you know, but I like to keep them sharp by playing these young guns from time to time. I lose my fair share, but by golly, I win them as well.
Yeah, I think we've done a few exhibitions together, and hey, you roll back the years, who's won 80s. We like that finger being pointed at the dartboard after they roll in. That's nice, isn't it?
I'll do that when I get 26 now.
No, you're better than that. So it's the exhibitions and, of course, the golf with Sally. You're king golfer.
I'm a very keen golfer. I mean, Sally's the one having all the success. She's club champion at Clevedon this year, which is fantastic. She points out very quickly that I've never been a club champion anywhere. So I've been a seniors champion, but she said that doesn't count.
that doesn't count. Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, thank you so much for your time joining us behind the bar. And, hey, a little bit of value on James Wade at 20 to 1 or even Field of Power at 8 to 1. Thanks for that, Bob.
My pleasure.
Great to catch up with the Limestone Cowboy, of course, the 1988 World Champion Bob Anderson there. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. Like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And this weekend, of course, we'll be at the Arena MK for the Masters, keeping you up to date with all the latest interviews on Tungsten Tells. Make sure you join us.